Hello traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Friday, so TGIF, and it is September 29th. So one of my members was just saying that today is the end of the week and it's the end of the month. And apparently it's the end of the quarter for a lot of people too. So lots of volatility today. And I don't know, with consumer sentiment coming up, or consumer sentiment coming up for the dollar, we may actually get some more volatility today. So we'll have to see what happens. So, anyways, we do have consumer sentiment in about 30 minutes. I mean, it's not the big one. This is the revised version. It's the other one that I think moves the market much better, and it's also forecasted to be flat. So, we'll have to see. The Chicago PMI, I mean, for me, is not really a big news event, but I mean, it could definitely cause some movement in the market. So let's take a look at the dollar, do our full top-down analysis, and then we'll have a chance to look at some other stuff also today. So let's definitely do that and get started. So let's get going on the US dollar index. We're going to do a full top-down analysis from the monthly all the way down to the 1 hour time frame on the dollar indexes. Then we're going to apply that information to all the dollar pairs, including gold, and we may as well take a look at silver. We're going to go look at the JPY basket and the JPY pairs, and we'll also take a look at a few commodities. We'll take a look at cryptocurrency, Bitcoin mainly, and we'll take a look at the stock market, like the S&P 500. And maybe anything else that we need to look at. So if anybody does have any requests, let me know. I'd take requests towards the end of the live stream. Oh, thanks a lot, King. Yeah, we just hit 2 million views on YouTube this week, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty big milestone for sure. 2 million views is a big number. Honestly, when I started this YouTube channel, probably about 18 months ago, I didn't really think that I thought it would take a lot longer than that to get to 2 million views, so that's pretty good. And I'm also at, let's see, what am I at for subscribers? I'm at 21,000, almost 400. So definitely make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps push my channel out to new people. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I'm doing these live streams, which normally my live streams are on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Friday. This Monday, I think I may not be live streaming. I will still do my videos. But I think this Monday I'm probably not going to do a live stream. So next week's live stream will probably be on Wednesday and on Friday. So next week is non-farm payroll for the dollar. I mean, we got a wicked lot of bank holidays next week for China and also for some German bank holidays, and we got some Canadian bank holidays next week. So we have quite a few bank holidays next week, but the U.S. is definitely not on holiday, and they have a non-farm payroll next week. So hopefully that's going to be a pretty good one. So anyways, let's get started, man. I do like to always, even though, anybody that's watched me for any amount of time probably already knows my outlook on the dollar on the longer time frames. Like I always tell my Patreon members when I'm teaching people, how long does it actually take you to do a full top-down analysis on whatever pair you're looking to trade? I mean, really, if I'm doing it on my own, it only takes maybe 2-3 minutes to do a full top-down analysis. Then when I get down to whatever time frame I'm looking to trade on, you have a much, much clearer picture of the overall outlook of the market. So, I mean, for me, full top-down analysis is very, very important every single day. I think every single day we should do a full top-down analysis on any pairs we decide to trade. So I think that's very clearly an uptrend. I think it's an A. I think this is very clearly an A, B, C, or B, and I still think this is a C. If this right here is the end of an ABC correction, that means that this is a wave 1 and that this move up is a wave 2, which necessarily may not be over yet. I mean, I personally think it's going to go up a little more and then eventually probably go down and make a 3, a 4, and a wave 5. I still think the dollar is going to eventually end up looking something like that. Maybe not until next year, but sometime. So going down to the sort of time frames, like the weekly on the US dollar index, the FXCM equally weighted index, I still think it's very clearly a 1. I think this is an A. I think this is a WXY of B, and I think this is an uptrend for the C. We had a huge rejection today. As you can see, we have a little bit of a doji candle right there, a little bit of a pin bar candle. It kind of missed the 61%, but I mean, technically I would call that close enough as a hit. I'm not really convinced that the wave 2 is over, but we are definitely going to have to look for evidence in the near week, probably next week, for evidence of this ending a wave 2 and going down for a wave 3. like I said, I'm not really convinced that it's over yet. Some of the pairs, the US dollar pairs, do look a little convincing, with mostly the Aussie and the Kiwi, but a lot of them do not look like they're really finished yet. Now, I keep going back to this daily time frame because, like I've been saying for about a month or more now, this daily time frame I still believe will be the time frame that either shows us a break of structure, which will be an end of a trend, or it will show us a significant lower high, which will tell me the trend is over. So until I see either a break of structure on this daily or a significant lower high, I am still looking at every move to the downside as a possible correction to the last wave up. We've had some pretty strong moves down during this move up. That was a strong move, and that definitely was at the end. This was a very strong move down. That definitely was at the end. That was a very strong move, and this was also a very strong move. So just because we have a strong counter-trend move doesn't mean that this thing is just in a trend reversal, especially with the fact that we have not broken structure, and it still looks like that. So yeah, definitely still looking at this as an uptrend that may not be over. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, I mean, I think we very, very clearly have a trend right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. I think it probably is a wave A, but there's always the possibility that it's a wave 1 for sure. Could be a wave A or it could be a wave 1. Luckily, the trading strategy is exactly the same whether it's a wave A or whether it's a wave 1 for me. And also, what comes after that is exactly the same. It should be an ABC, which will probably be a correction to the A, and it should be either a wave 2 or a wave B. A wave 2 and a wave B have very, very similar characteristics. So for me, it's exactly the same strategy, whether it's a wave 2 or whether it's a wave B. Then it should go down and either make a wave C, which if it is a wave C, it will probably bounce off one of these two fib levels, then make a break of structure, proving that it is a wave C, and then continuing the uptrend. I still believe that this is most likely scenario, maybe even something like this. But it's always possible that we're in a wave 3. I always try to look at both sides of the coin. I mean, there is definitely a possibility this is a 1, this is a 2, and then it goes down and makes a 3. If that's the case, the trading strategy is exactly the same until we get to this wave 3, and instead of a wave C ending at one of these two fibs, a wave 3 will break out, probably retest that, and then just keep on trending. So if we're looking for shorts at the end of this wave B or this wave 2, and then it just keeps on trending down in a big old wave 3, it definitely should not affect our trading at all. If anything, if it turns out to be a wave 3, we'll make more money than it would be if it was a wave C. So keep that in mind as we go down to the 4-hour. Looks like we're getting in the end of a trend right now, I would say that. Probably a little bit of a longer time frame. Probably about the 2 hours, probably about right. But the 1 hour, it definitely, you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape. And we do have a break of structure. I would consider this trend right here over. So probably the best thing to do right now would probably be to get rid of this Fibonacci on the 1 hour and put a new Fibonacci on the 1 hour, measuring this whole move down, which I only want to see this one on the 1 hour. And most likely, like I was explaining on the 4-hour time frame, most likely we're going up for an ABC. Whether it's an ABC of B or whether it's an ABC of 2, I have no idea, and I really do not care at this point in the pattern whether it's a B or a 2, or whether this is a 1 or a A. Trading strategy is exactly the same for a 1 and an A. Trading strategy is exactly the same for a 2 or a B. Trading strategy is exactly the same for a 3 or a C, except for the wave C will end like that, and a wave 3 will just keep on trending. So at this point in this stage in the pattern, I mean, there's really no point in even really caring whether it's a 2, whether it's a 3, or anything like that. Hello, Fly Moon. Hey, Robin. How's everybody doing? Hello, Abiskik. Hey, Kang. How's everybody? Sib. How's it going? Adunham. Thank you. Sorry about butchering anybody's names. Hope nobody takes offense. Before we move on to look at all the dollar pairs, so we're basically going up for a correction to this move down, I believe. So before we move on and start looking at all the dollar pairs and applying that information to the dollar pairs, I do want to mention that if you have not joined my free Discord, it's 100% free to join. You never have to pay a penny if you do not want to. It's 100% free. We have 4,282 members right now, so a very large community of traders. I do offer a trading course. I offer a live stream every single weekday morning for my paying Patreon members. Comes with a trading course and it comes with a whole bunch of educational information. So if anybody's interested in that, the link for my Patreon and the link for my free Discord channel is in the chats. So now we got that out of the way, let's take the information we learned from analyzing the dollar, which is that we're basically probably in a correction now to this move down, and let's apply that to all the other dollar pairs and see where that leaves us. So let's go to the euro dollar, let's head up to the daily. Euro dollar made a big push up today, but boy, it definitely recovered, didn't it? And the daily on the euro dollar is also a very, very good time frame to see low, high, low, high, low, high. We didn't hit a Fibonacci level. We missed it by a little bit, but I mean, honestly, if it breaks structure, goes up and breaks structure, I don't really care if it hits a Fibonacci level or not. Fibonacci is not like a golden, tool, like the thing that's just going to make you tons of money. It works a lot of times, but it definitely doesn't work all the time. So for me, since this is still not breaking structure, and since it's still not making a significant higher low, for me the trend is definitely still down, and I'm still looking at this as possibly going down again, maybe even in a 3, a 4, and a wave 5. I think this right here is a 1, 2, and this is a 3, 4, 5 forming right now. So on the euro dollar, I'm definitely looking at that move up as a possible correction. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, I mean, that is obviously a trend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which you can make out a little clearer on like the 2 to 1 hour time frame. I think it's either a wave A, which I do think it is a wave A, or possibly a wave 1. Just like the US dollar, this move down is either a wave 2 or a wave B. Then it's either going to go up and bounce off probably one of these 2 fib levels to make a wave C, and then go down, break structure, proving that it's a wave C. If I see that picture right there, you better believe I'll be going short. Or we can go long at the end of this wave 2 or the wave B, and if it just keeps on stretching out, maybe bounces off a fib level but never breaks structure, and then eventually goes up and breaks this high right here, that is definitely going to tell me that we're in a wave 3 and that this is the end of a correction on the longer time frames. So, like I said, I mean, really, it's not important at this stage in the pattern to know whether we're in an ABC or 1, 2, 3. But I think it's pretty clear that we had the end of a trend forming. I mean, it's kind of like here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The wave 5 is kind of stretched out, but I think the wave A or the wave 1 is complete. And just like on the dollar index, probably the best thing for us to do now is to remove that Fibonacci and put our own Fibonacci on just the 1 hour time frame so we can look for a reversal. Oops, wrong side. Here we go. Because most likely what's going to happen now is we're going to make a correction to this move up. Most likely we're going to make some sort of a 3-way pattern, like an ABC or a WXY, or like an ending flat or a leading flat, or another version of a 3-way pattern is most likely what we're going to see next. If anybody is interested in learning all the versions of ABCs, definitely join my Patreon. I have pretty much every correction you can think of in there. But we should be in an ABC of A, an ABC of B, or an ABC of 2. Like I said, at this stage in the pattern, it really doesn't matter if we're in a wave 2 or whether we're in a wave B. It really doesn't matter at all. Because either way, I'll be going long at the end of the correction. If it's a wave C, I'll probably bounce off a fib level, break structure. If it's a wave 3, I'll just keep on going. So if I think this is an ABC and it turns into a 1, 2, 3, the only thing that's going to happen is I'll end up making more money in a wave 3 than I would if it was really a wave C. Pound dollar, pretty much same thing. I really do not think that pound dollar is over. I mean, just look at the shape we have here. 1, 2, 3. I don't think that the pound dollar is over. I'm very, very confident of that. I think that we're probably in a wave 4. Should make some sort of a 3-way pattern, then go down for a 5. Maybe continue to respect the 78. Maybe not. Maybe go a little lower. Either way, I think that this trend is not over yet. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, I mean, I don't really think the wave 4 is over yet either. So, I mean, because this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very clearly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably a wave A or a wave 1. What happens next is we should have a correction, either a wave B or a wave 2. Then we should either go up and make a wave C, which a wave C would bounce off one of these fibs, go down, break structure, proving it's a wave C, and then continue down. Or if it's a wave 3 and this really is the end of a trend, then it will just keep on trending up. Either way, we're going to want to try to get long at the end of this correction. That happens next. So let's keep going down, and just like the euro dollar and the US dollar index, we're going to want to move this fib from here. We are going to want to put a Fibonacci level on here. I think it's pretty clear we have the end of a trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break of structure. I think it's pretty clear that the trend is over, and this trend is most likely an A or a 1. What should happen now is we should be going down for a correction to that trend, either a wave B or a wave 2. At the end of this correction, we definitely want to try to get long for either a wave C or a wave 3, like I was explaining on the 4-hour time frame. And the Aussie dollar. So keep in mind we got a lot of news coming out, so just keep that in mind. We have about 14-15 more minutes until that news really comes out, but yeah, U.S. consumer sentiment in 14 minutes. So anyways, the Aussie dollar on the daily is the one that I keep going back to as one of the clearest ones. I mean, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It made a very impulsive move up. It looks like it needs to break structure, ending this wave E and continuing the uptrend. So the Aussie and the Kiwi are the ones that do look pretty convincing that this could be over already. Especially when you go down to the short time frames. I mean, there's pretty much no way that this is a correction to this. So I think that this probably is going to break structure. We probably are going to go down, but that move down is probably just going to be a correction, and it's probably going to break structure. Maybe today, maybe not today, maybe Sunday. We'll have to see. This one hasn't really proven that the trend is over yet, but I mean, you can see high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. There really isn't much of a break of structure right there, but I think that the best bet is probably that this is going to go down now and make a correction. So we should probably put our Fibonacci on here also. Probably something like that. We only want to see this on the 1 hour. Probably going to see some sort of a 3-way pullback. Might even be a decent little short. Who knows? If you trade below the 1 hour, it definitely could be a decent short. I would expect to see an ABC, WXY, ending flat, running flat, something along those lines for a correction. Kiwi dollar, almost exactly the same as the Aussie dollar, which is why I don't make videos for the Kiwi dollar. It's like exactly the same as the Aussie dollar, except for the Kiwi dollar is quite a bit stronger right now. It's kind of a leading pair, but it really hasn't closed above this candle yet. So I mean, it's still, for me, I mean, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like it ended a trend, but it probably has ended a trend. I just want to see it close above that high a little bit before I really start, trying to build a position to the long side. So let's take it down to the 4 hour. Definitely broke out at 100% level. There's no doubt about that. It looks like to me it did end a trend. I think most likely thing to happen now is it's going to go down, probably retest these levels, probably break below them, get everybody to go short, and then back up it'll go. I'm not really convinced that it has time to do all that today, though. This is probably something that's going to happen more next week. The rest of today is probably going to be a correction day, in my opinion, I would think. We do have news coming out, but it's not the big news. I think today is probably going to be a correction day. It's probably going to kind of bounce around and make its way down to one of these fib levels, and then maybe next week it'll end a correction. Like I said, probably some sort of an ABC, WXY, a flat, ending flat, leading flat, something along those lines. US dollar CAD, wow, look at that. That one, it looked like it ended a correction, but boy, that might have been a trap today. I was originally thinking that this would go up more too, but I still think it's either a 1 or an A, just like the other ones. It looks like an A, B, C already complete, but I was definitely thinking that this would go up again before it went down. So, I mean, it might go up and make a 2 or a B, probably most likely, and then go down and make a 3 or a C. Very similar to the other dollar pairs, definitely. Wow, that definitely doesn't look like an end of an ABC anymore. I had that channel line on here, and I was predicting that it would go up a lot more, but I ended up removing that channel because it looked like it broke down. But boy, it doesn't look like it broke down now. Something like that, and then like that is what I was looking at. It definitely broke out, but boy, yeah, it still kind of looks to me like it might go up, bounce off a fib level, and then go down. That right there is 3 waves up too, isn't it? That is definitely 3 waves up. That's probably an ABC right there. I bet it's going to go long. I bet it's going to go up quite a bit. Probably to either the 61 or the 78%. but I do still think it's going to be a correction. Probably some sort of an ABC. So, I mean, I definitely would primarily be looking for shorts still, but it definitely looks like it's time to go up, that's for sure. Yeah, I would say so. Look at that. That's a major trap right there. Especially with the breakout we had. That looked like a very clean breakout, but it doesn't look very clean anymore, that's for sure. Wow. Not at all. Let me just check something real quick. I want to take a second on my charts. And let's see. Yeah, I'm still in some trades. Nothing too spectacular today, though. So, US dollar CAD, wow, that kind of looks to me like it's going up. US dollar Swiss, same thing, looks like it's going up again. Makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, it actually probably is in a wave B, but it looks like a 1-2. Looks like a wave 3. I think this is probably a wave 4, which may not be over yet, and then it should go back up for a wave 5 to complete this pattern. 4-hour time frame, yeah, I mean, I think this is more likely to be a correction to this move down, and then go down again to make an ABC of 4. Oh, whoops, that's supposed to be a ABC of 4. Then most likely it's going to go up for a wave 5. We only got about 8 minutes left until the news, so let's get going through here. Probably what I would do here is I'd put my Fibonacci on here, just like the other ones. And I kind of expect this move up to be a correction, but it's definitely in the direction of the overall trend, so I mean, it very easily could just keep going up. But it's probably going to go up and make a B. This is probably going to be an A. I think it'll go up to one of these higher fib levels and then go down for a C. So that definitely seems the most likely for that. Oh, wow. I was saying this morning to my members that this looks like the end of a correction. Hopefully some people get into that trade. That's actually a very clear trade. I still think that the US dollar yen is in a 1-2 and wave 3 right now, and I think this wave 3 is not even close to being over. I think we have a long ways to go to the upside on this wave 3. So, going down to the 4-hour, yeah, I would say that's definitely the end of an ABC right there. 1, 2, 3 waves down, 50% Fibonacci, impulsive up. That should go up and make a new high, I would say. So I would definitely be looking for longs on that. 1 hour time frame, I do think that it's going to go up and make a new high. That's clearly an A. That's 3 waves up for a B. I think that's a C. 3 waves down, Fibonacci bounce. When all the higher time frames are telling me the trend is up, I see 3 waves down and a Fibonacci bounce. 1, 2, 3. That is always a long opportunity for me. So I would expect that to go up and make a new high. Ooh, gold. Probably going to go down. I don't think gold is finished with its trend. Gold really does like the 88%, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this went down and did something like that. It still looks like an ABC to me. It just looks like a running flat, you know, because of the lower high for the wave B, and I think it's probably a running flat. And then the wave B here made a lower high, and this wave B made a higher, lower. This wave B made a lower low, and this wave B made a lower high, so I would consider that a running flat for sure. I'm not really convinced that it's over. It's probably going to go up again to make a better looking wave 4, but I bet it's going to do something like that in the long run. Yeah, that definitely looks like a trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bet that's an A. I bet it's going to make a B and then go up to the 38% for a wave C. A, B, and C. Wave 4, and then probably down one more time for a wave 5 is what I expect to see. So, let's check out silver real quick before the news comes out. Sometimes silver can really help us with gold, you know, as a correlated pair. And silver still looks to me like it's going to go up in a big way, which is also what I think is going to happen to gold eventually. I think if that breaks structure, that's going to be the end. It's just going to keep going. Looks like it's already past the 78%. Yeah, it touched the 78% already. So that's a pretty impulsive move. I don't think it's a complete correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave A. I bet it's going to go down now, make some sort of a correction, wave B, and then probably up one more time, maybe retest at 78% for a wave C, then down again. So yeah, I'm definitely don't really think that these trends are over. So we have news in about 4 minutes. So let's see what happens for the news. Like I said, I'm in a couple trades, but not dollar trades. I'm in some other more cross-pair trades. I haven't really traded the dollar at all this week because I was on vacation for most of the week. I took last week, Thursday, Friday off, and this week I took Monday, Tuesday, and I planned on working Wednesday. I did make videos Wednesday, but I was so exhausted from the overnight plane ride home that I really couldn't do anything besides making some videos. So, anyways, let's see, what's the DXY and the dollar? Yeah, the DXY is actually very clear also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably a wave A. Best thing for us to do is put our Fibonacci on here. Like that. And most likely we're going up for a wave B. This consumer sentiment news is the revised version. This is definitely not the one, and I believe this is not the one that makes a big move in the market. I think this is what's going to happen. So I'm expecting an ABC correction. That seems like very likely to me, for sure. Let's see what happens, I guess. We ain't got too much time now until we find out. Let's see. Seems pretty clear that it's going up. And it seems pretty clear that that move up should be a correction to the move down. Let's see if the S&P 500 gives us any clues. Because if I think the dollar is going to go up, I should expect that the S&P will go down. The S&P 500 actually does kind of look like it wants to end the trend. It looks like a wave A. It looks like 1, 2, 3 waves up for a wave B. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C. But I think that it's more likely going to turn down one more time before it goes up to hit this 50%. It hasn't broken any structure yet, so I mean, for me, it's definitely still a downtrend. This move up is definitely, for me, still a downtrend. 1 hour time frame, best bet for us is to put our Fibonacci on the last series of lower lows, lower highs. We're right at the 78%. It looks more like a trend, but it could be a motive wave correction, especially with how overlapping it is. It could possibly just keep going down pretty easily. So this definitely agrees that down on the stock market and up on the dollar is the most likely thing to happen at the news. Hey, Carrie, how's it going? Nice to see you. Allah? Yeah, for sure. I don't know who that is, but definitely have them join my Discord channel. It's 100% free to join. Like I always say, that Discord channel is 100% free. You'd never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. You can stay a free member of my channel for as long as you want, and you can learn a lot about my trading style just by being a free member of the group. So if anybody's interested, definitely join my channel. It's 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. It looks like so far 71% of people said that they are a member of Discord, so thank you for that. We have news coming out in about 15 seconds. The dollar's already going up, but it kind of seems like it could possibly go up more. It almost looks like an ABC correction though, doesn't it? We'll have to see. Let's go to the DXY. Oh, there we go. We have to remember that this is the revised one, and the revised one is definitely not the big one. There's two versions of the consumer sentiment, and the revised one is not the one that I think usually moves the market really well. But you never know, that's for sure. You definitely never know. I was thinking the dollar could just keep going up, but I don't think this news is going to be a big mover. Looks like it wants to keep going up. I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of bounced around and trapped everybody in sells, trapped everybody in buys, and then eventually later on today went up. Members of my group always bring to my attention, the dollar, the money really likes to flow back to the dollar on late in Friday because people taking profits, especially on the end of the month and the end of the week. It's kind of a big deal that today is the end of the month and it's the end of the week, which means there's going to be a lot of people taking profit today. A lot of people are going to be closing their positions to take profit or to take losses. Yeah, I know, Mark. I didn't know it was the end of the quarter too for a lot of places. That's pretty crazy. It's a lot of people taking profits or taking losses today. If it's the end of the quarter, people might want to take losses to balance out their book. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I would say so, huh? I don't think today's news is going to be a big mover, personally. I think it's going to just. This consumer sentiment is definitely not the normal. There's two versions of this. There's a revised one and there's a different one. And from my experience, this is the one that doesn't really move the market that much. Released monthly on the last Friday of the month. So I don't really think that this is going to do a whole lot. And this is it for the week, right? Yeah, there's no other news this week. But then look at Saturday. We got PMIs on Saturday for China. And then China goes on holiday on Monday, so it's kind of odd. And they got more Chinese news on Sunday. Wow. That's going to be dangerous for holding Aussie and Kiwi pairs over the weekend, huh? I would say so. But then look at next week, man. We got all kinds of holidays. We got PMI. We got Powell speaking again on Monday at 4 o'clock. That's definitely something to pay attention to. We got cash rate for the Aussie on Tuesday. That's definitely a good one. And that, unfortunately, it's 4 a.m. my time. And we got Kiwi cash rate. They both plan on staying flat, I believe. And then we got non-farm payroll next Friday, so we got some pretty decent things. So yeah, dollar's drifting up. I was definitely thinking the dollar could keep going up. I think it's extremely clear that this is probably going to go up and make some sort of an ABC correction over the next day or so. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's probably is a good time when Powell talks on Monday. Hopefully he can move the market. And sometimes when you have non-farm payroll, the market will bounce around a lot. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it'll bounce around a lot waiting for the news on Friday. So hopefully that's not what happens. This is going exactly as expected, though. I think we're most likely in a correction on the euro dollar. Most likely going to do something like that and then go back up later on. Pound dollar, wow, that's actually pretty strong, but I still think it's probably some sort of a correction. But it's definitely worth going short, probably, I would say. I don't know, and being Friday and everything, all the profit taking that's going to happen today, I don't know if it's. And we got all that Chinese news this weekend, so it's kind of dangerous. I might hold the trades that I'm in over the weekend, but I'm not in any dollar trades, and I'm not in any Aussie or Kiwi trades, so I'm not too concerned. US dollar CAD looks like it's, man, what a trap that was today. US dollar CAD looks like it's going back up. And it broke out of the channel, looked like the end of a correction. I was originally thinking it would go up into this area somewhere, so it's probably going to do something like that. ABC, and then ABC a B, and then back up for a C, and then continue the downtrend. US dollar Swiss most likely is in a correction. It could definitely continue up, but I think it's more likely going to go down one more time. US dollar yen, that's kind of different, but I think that is the end of a correction. This one I think is going to go up and at least make a wave new high. Maybe it'll be a wave 5 and stop there. Maybe it'll just keep on trending. Yeah, it definitely could just retest the trend line. That's a good point too. They do like to retest those channel lines, don't they? That's probably a good point, honestly. That's a very clear looking channel line too. Imagine how many people got this channel line on their chart. Go up, bounce, go up, bounce, and then down it goes. That could definitely be a possibility. A real good possibility. Now you mention it. Now they're trying to trap everybody in a buy, and then they're going to do like a double top off that trend line and go down again maybe. Just one big trap to the next. That's what I like to say about the markets. One trap after another. Ooh, that looks like it is going to end the correction, doesn't it? Gold does look like it's trying to go down again. It definitely could end up being a correction, and it definitely could make a higher low, so be aware. It looks more like it's going to do this and make a wave 4, maybe go to the 38% and then go down. But there's always a possibility it just keeps on going. It never really broke structure, so look, it rejected structure. It could just keep going, and if it does, it's still part of a wave 3 to me. I mean, the wave 3 is not confirmed to be over, so it's still probably a wave 3. So let's go check out the yen pairs, at least a few of them. JPY basket broke this ending diagonal line to the downside. That definitely looks like an ending diagonal right there, big time. But oftentimes what happens with the first break is a trap, and then the second break is the real move. So not always, but definitely often, if you use these, channel lines and ending diagonals and things like that, oftentimes the first move is a scam or a false break. Second move is going to be the real move. Yeah, for sure. I totally agree. The first one is almost always a trap. Yeah, you got to master these traps, don't we? And if you look at it on the 1 hour, I mean, look at the trend we have here. That's almost a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. It's probably going to go up and break structure. Maybe it will even break out to the upside. So let's see what that means for the yen pairs. If that goes up, this would go down, which is what I've been thinking all along, is that this was going to go down, take out this low, do something like that. I still think that the euro yen is going to go take out that low right there, and I think that this corrective pattern we see on the sort of time frames is an ultimate trap, because there's pretty much nobody that's looking at this as not a correction. Pretty much everybody is going to think that this is going up. But if you pay attention to the daily, weekly, I think it's going to go down. Take out that low of wave 4. Hey Vicky, how's it going? Nice to see you. I just got an alert on natural gas. I want to go look at that here in a minute. I don't know what's going on with it because I haven't looked yet, but natural gas closes its 4-hour candle at a different time. I just noticed that today too. I don't know if that's something you noticed because you trade it. But natural gas makes its 4-hour candle close at a different time than Forex pairs, which kind of messed me up, but not really messed me out because I haven't really been trading that much, but it's just something to pay attention to if you trade higher time frames, that's for sure. I think there's a good chance that this is going to go down. I think we're going to see this make a move down, personally, but maybe not, but that's what I'm thinking. Same thing on this. I mean, I think this is more likely going to go down, take out the low of wave 4, something like this, and then back up. So I'm definitely still looking for shorts on this. I think there's a better chance it's going to go down. Oh, there it goes. Oh man, look at that. That's probably a short right now. Wowzers. A, B, C. That really looks like a short. I can even see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were thinking that this candle right here was a short, but then it recovered all the way back to the beginning, so I never took that trade because it never gave us a bearish candle on close. But boy, it definitely looks like a bearish candle on close now. Couple hours. Wow, nice. That's probably definitely a short right there. I wouldn't take the Aussie or the Kiwi as a short because they've both been very strong. I would expect that these might go down, but they're probably overall going to keep going up. Same thing with the Kiwi. It might go down, but if it does go down, it's probably just a correction to the uptrend, I would say. CAD yen, yeah, I don't really think the CAD yen's done either, but this kind of looks like an ending diagonal too, honestly. Let me put my little line on here. Definitely looks like an ending diagonal. Probably better off just using that right there. And then this way here probably. Yeah, it's not really the best, is it? Maybe it's not an ending diagonal. It kind of does resemble one now. But definitely a contracting triangle type move, that's for sure. Yeah, EJ has been making lower highs too, which is a good sign that it's going to go down, definitely, for sure. I bet this is going to go down too. Yeah, we're going to go look at the stock market again, for sure. We can look at the NASDAQ for you, no problem. Let's see, so the yen pairs, I think, are going down. Some of them might be trends, some of them might not be. I still think that this is probably going to be a correction and it is going to go up again, but I think it needs to go down a little bit before it goes up. Boy, could that be a stretched out irregular ABC right there? It kind of looks like it could be. Definitely looks like it could be. That's probably a short right there too. Starting to break structure. I'm already in a Swiss pair, and I don't really like Swiss pairs that much, so I don't think I'm going to enter that. Let's go check out crypto, and then we'll go check out commodities. Crypto is still not broken out yet. It still looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it just me, or does this look a lot like natural gas? Yeah, we'll go look at that euro pound for you. I forgot that that's one of your favorite pairs. I'll definitely make sure I look at that regularly for you. I've had some really good trades on that over the last couple of weeks too, so. This really looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for sure. But I can't really confirm that it's over. It's kind of in a range right now. It hasn't really confirmed that it's over yet. And it kind of almost seems like it wants to go down and take out this low too, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did go down one more time. On the higher time frames, I still think it's very clear. It's just Bitcoin has a tendency to really stretch out its corrections. A, B, and then C is what I think. 42,000 is still my target. And then 8,000 to 10,000 is my target on the wave C. So I think it's probably more likely that it probably is going to go down one more time, grab all this liquidity, and then go back up. But we have to keep an eye, because if it breaks this wave 4 structure in a big way, that's going to tell me it's over. If it breaks, then pull back, that pullback is going to be a killer entry to go long for sure. Oh, this right here? Yeah, it's not really the best, is it? I put that on here. I forget when I put these lines on here. I've been experimenting with those Elliott wave channels that I was telling everybody about in the Zoom meeting last night. And Glenn was demonstrating his outlook on it, but I've been experimenting with them, and they definitely, it's just like anything else. They work sometimes, and sometimes they don't. It's just like anything else, really. Boy, this looks like it could possibly be a correction also. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. This looks like something you could possibly put one of those Elliott wave channels on also. Let's see if it works. Yeah, kinda. Definitely kinda works. If it respects this trend line and starts to turn up, that could be the end of a correction right there. Keep an eye on that for sure. Oh wow, my pound Canadian looks like it finally wants to go. Yeah, we're gonna go look at oil, and we're gonna look at natural gas. Wow, look at that end of a correction. It's looking pretty strong on the daily, isn't it? Maybe that is a wave 5. Kind of seems like this is a wave 1 in here somewhere, and a wave 2, and then a wave 3, and a wave 4, and a wave 5. But I would have to see a clear break below there to really prove to myself that this is the end of this trend. It still could possibly be a crutch into this wave right here, but it looks pretty strong. And the fact that this has that 3-4-5 shape right here, which might even be better on the 4 hour, probably is better on the 4 hour. It definitely has that 3-4-5 shape, doesn't it? Get in there. Definitely has a 3-4-5 shape for sure. But I would be paying close attention because it definitely could be a crutch into this move down right here. It's on its third wave right now too, so the story should be told within the next day, I would say. This is for sure a trend right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 4, 5 right there. Wave A or wave 1. A, B, C, wave 2 or wave B. We're either in a wave C or a wave 3 right now. If it's a wave C, then it could definitely bounce off one of these fibs and turn back up and continue the uptrend. If it's in a wave 3, then it may just keep on trending. If it goes down and breaks this low, I would say that that is the end of a wave 5 on the daily. And if it's the end of a wave 5 on the daily, then that's going to be a huge correction. It's going to do something like this. Something along those lines. Probably even eventually break this low and then go back up. Either a wave B or a wave 2. Either a wave A or a wave 1. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, to tell you the truth, Rookie. Honestly, I have no idea whether it's a wave C or a wave 3. It definitely could be either or right now. It's definitely either a wave C or a wave 3, that's for sure. See if we can throw a line, one of those base channel lines on here. Maybe that will help us decide whether it's a wave 3 or a wave C. If it breaks this line, then it almost definitely is a wave 3. If it doesn't break that line, but instead does something like this, then it's probably a wave C. It's really, honestly, there's really no way to know for sure, especially when it has that 5-wave shape on the daily. It definitely could be a wave 3, but it definitely could be a wave C too. Your guess is as good as mine on that one for sure. I got an alert on natural gas today. That's just why I was curious what it looked like. Man, natural gas has been ranging big time. I still feel like it needs to go down and take out. Oh, look at all these lows down here. 1, 2, 3, 4 bottoms, maybe even 6 bottoms. Take out all that liquidity and then go up is what I feel like it needs to do. But boy, it is not very clear right now. I mean, if it did go down, take out that low, it would be clear that it was a wave C and that it would go back up. But yeah, definitely lost a little bit of clarity with natural gas, that's for sure. Looks like it could have ended a trend though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it could possibly be going down. It definitely kind of lost its clarity, no doubt about that. I think that I don't think it's going up yet, but whether it just keeps on trending down or whether it makes, some sort of an ABC and goes up, I guess is the question. Probably the best bet would be to put a Fibonacci level measuring this whole move up and hopefully we can recognize if it makes a 3-way pullback or whether it makes an impulsive trend. As of right now, it does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4 should go down again. Looks like it should go down again. Possibly continue down too. Oh, the stock market's doing pretty much as we expected. It's slowly going down, probably going to be a correction and probably go up again. The NASDAQ is what somebody wanted me to look at. Oh boy, this one, that almost looks like it's over, but it didn't hit a fib level, but price doesn't always respect a fib level. That looks like a trend. That looks like 1, 2, 3 waves up. That looks like a trend too, and it's trying to break structure. Man, that could be it. Oh, even my pound Swiss is starting to come alive. That's good. Boy, that looks like, well, maybe not. Maybe it's just the end of a wave 3. Because this is definitely a trend. Wave 1. A, B, C. Wave 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 3. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of it completely. And put this on there. If this is a wave 4, it really shouldn't go beyond the 50%. It really shouldn't even go too far beyond the 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A. A, B, C, wave B. Back up and retest the 38 or possibly the 50 for wave C. Down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C on the longer time frames. It's definitely a trend. It is high, low, high, low, high, but it looks very corrective. It looks almost like could be a motive wave correction. Looks like it could possibly keep going down, but it seems more likely that it would make a wave B now, or a wave C. Yeah, most likely a wave B. Probably end up doing something along these lines. A, B, C, and then probably back down again is what I would most likely to see. Let's see now. The euro pound was one more that was requested. Let me check Discord, see if anybody requested anything on Discord. Where do I have Discord? What screen? There it is. What's that? Yenberry? Oh, the Canadian. Yeah, that does look like an ending diagonal, Connor. I was thinking that the JPY basket was an ending diagonal too, so that would make a lot of sense. It's probably not the end of the trend, it's probably just the end of a wave 3, but yeah. Let's see, I don't see anybody actually requesting anything. Those yen pairs are trying to make a move down today. Oh, look at that. What time frame are you on? Oh, 8-hour time frame. Yeah, that does look like an ending diagonal, doesn't it? For sure. And it's breaking out. That's probably going to be a pretty decent short. It may just end up being a wave 3, but it's probably still going to be a decent short. Let's go check out that euro pound for Ken, which has been a pretty good one to me too. Ooh, look at that. It was the end of a correction. We were debating that this morning whether it was or not. Wow, that's gonna go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably go up and break these highs. On the Aussie dollar over the weekend, yeah, it's kind of up to you, buddy. I don't mind holding trades over the weekend as long as my stop loss is plenty far enough. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, buddy, on the CAD yen for sure. What's that one? I can't see for some reason what people say because that stupid thing is in the way. What's that? Chinese US CAD? Is that what it is? Or is it US Chinese? No, US CAD. Yeah, we can check. We're gonna check the dollar pairs again, definitely. Let's see this euro pound. I think the euro pound might have ended a correction, a WXY or an ABC or something. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's more of a trend. So it kind of looks like a flat, doesn't it? Because we were just talking about this in the Zoom meeting too. When you see 3 waves for the wave A, and then 3 waves for the wave B, and then a trend for the wave C, that's a flat for sure. And that's actually a really, really good example of a flat too, because it's such a flat correction. I think that this is going to break structure, and it's going to confirm that we're going up in a really big way. So I am definitely still be looking for longs on this. This is a higher high right here, but I suspect that this could be the end of a correction already. It's probably a irregular ABC correction. 38%, impulsive up. I bet it's going to keep going. At least go up and take out these highs. A little tricky this morning, wasn't it? Because boy, if you were looking at the 1 hour time frame, you would have definitely thought that was the end of a correction. I definitely would have thought that too. Which is another reason why I hate trading on the short time frames. The higher time frame didn't really, yeah, it did close though, didn't it? It did close down and then just kept on going. That was a tricky pattern, kinda. In hindsight, we can see that it is a 1-2 and we're probably in a wave 3 right now, but when that thing made that impulsive move down right there, that looked like a short, for sure. That's probably because of the end of the week, end of the month, end of the quarter thing that we were talking about at the beginning of the live stream, for sure. Things are pretty choppy. I mean, that could possibly be a correction to the move down. I mean, I would keep an eye on my fib levels just in case, but that's almost a perfect downtrend right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways down. This is one of the reasons why I like the euro pound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways down. It has such clear patterns. A, B, that spike right there is the C, and then it just kept on trending. This right here isn't very clear though. That's definitely a little tricky, but just like anything, it goes in and out of clarity. You know, sometimes it will be very, very clear, and sometimes it will not be very clear at all. So let's see, should we get back to the dollar pairs, or does anybody have any other requests besides the dollar pairs? If not, we'll go back and look at the dollar pairs and see what's up with those. See if there's anything good happening on the dollar. If anybody has any last minute requests, definitely put them in the chats on YouTube or the members chats on Discord. I don't normally watch the chats on the public live stream that I do, unfortunately, because I would have to watch 3 or 4 chats at once in order to do that. But I do watch the chats on the members chats on Discord, and I do watch the chats on YouTube. So if anybody has anything. We already did Bitcoin. You might have to rewatch the live stream if you want to see that. We already looked at Bitcoin. Oh yeah, the dollar's going exactly as we planned it. Like, exactly. So before we start going through these dollar pairs again, I'm going to pitch one more time. If you haven't done so already, definitely like and subscribe to my channel. It makes a huge difference to push my content out to new people. Also, if you haven't done so already, join my free Discord channel. It's 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. But if you are looking for some extra help in your trading, if you join my Patreon service, it comes with a 35 video course, 7.5 hours long. It also comes with morning live streams up to 1 hour long every single morning at 9 a.m. UK time, right around the London Open. And it has a ton of educational information, and it has access to all the private chats on Discord, which is where I like to share my swing trade ideas. I've been sharing every single 4 hour time frame swing trade that I get in, I've been sharing with the group lately. And I've been given stop losses. I don't give take profits because I personally don't use take profits. I let the market tell me when it's time to take profit. But I do share every single swing trade that I enter. I share with my members. And if anybody wants to enter a trade with me, they're more than welcome. I don't really consider it a signal service. I would like to consider it still teaching people because I really am against signal services. But a lot of people want me to share my swing trade ideas, so I finally gave in, and I have been for a couple of weeks now sharing all my swing trade ideas. You know, it's not a lot because it's swing trading, so maybe, 5 to 8 trades a week, maybe something around there. So if anybody's interested in participating in any of that, then definitely check out the link in the chat and in the description. So the US dollar, I think, is probably in a wave A of wave B. Probably eventually it's going to go down and make a B of wave B. Probably eventually go back up and make a C of wave B. Or possibly a BC of 2. I think it's more likely an A and a B, but it could be a 1 and a 2. Probably we're going to go up to one of these fib levels. I think probably the 50 or the 61.8. I think the 50 is probably even more likely. So I think the 50 is a pretty likely place to see that go. Same thing with the euro dollar. 1, 2, 3. It's probably in a wave A right now. Eventually, it's probably going to go up, make a wave B, and then eventually go down, make a wave C, and then eventually go back up and make a bigger wave C. This is what I expect to see. Pound dollar. Pound dollar is very weak, but I think it's still going to be some sort of a correction, probably something like that. Seems pretty clear that that is what it is. Aussie has been very strong, so I don't think I would choose this one to go short on, but it's probably still going to go down to at least the 38 or the 50, make some sort of an ABC correction, or a WXY, or ending flat, or running flat, or something along those lines. Some sort of, some sort of corrective pattern, which pretty much every corrective pattern you can think of is in the educational information on Discord for my paying members. Nice little trend forming, probably a wave A still. I don't think the wave A is even over. Wave B, probably make a wave C, and then probably back up. US dollar CAD, it's back at that line right there, isn't it? At this point, I do think it is going to go up. It's probably going to go up to like the 61%, maybe touch this 50% level. That seems pretty likely to me, and then go back down. A, B, C. I think that's pretty likely. That's 61.8. You got a lot of resistance there. We got some resistance there. Very likely level, I would say. US dollar Swiss most likely is in a correction also. Oops, I'll keep that there. And go down to the 1 hour. See, what do we got likely area for this? 61% probably? Maybe the 50? We're almost already at the 50, so probably more likely to 61 and then back down again. No problem, buddy. Anytime. I don't mind looking at pairs for people doing these live streams, especially when there's not really any real news going on. I mean, we did have news earlier, but definitely nothing too important. It seems to me like this is going to go up and make a new high. It seems pretty likely with this ABC shape that we have here that we would see a new high on this. But I mean, if it turns down, makes a lower high, you definitely might want to get out of your longs and maybe even think about going short. But right now, it definitely seems like it's going to make a new high. Yeah, let's take a quick look at silver. Ooh, it did go down, didn't it? That's probably still in a wave 3 then. That's not a wave 4, it's still a wave 3. Gold might keep going down. It's probably actually pretty likely to keep going down. Gold does like the 88%, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's kept going down like that. Definitely would still be looking for shorts on gold, that's for sure. It still looks like a wave 3 to me. Maybe it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it does fit. If it respects this 78%, turns up and breaks structure, that could be the end of a wave C, and it definitely could be worth getting long for. I don't really think that's going to happen right yet, but it definitely could happen for sure. And silver. Silver is a little different than gold, but it is very correlated with gold. Kind of seems to me that silver is going to go down and take out all these lows, maybe do something like that and then go up. Or maybe even go down to the 78% and then go up. So I would definitely still be looking for shorts on silver. Look at that, it turned right at the 78%. I don't know if I would have gone short there though, because that is a very strong move up. And now it's a very strong move down. I don't really go up on just one wave. I won't go short on just one wave. I had to see 3 waves to go short. Yeah, that's definitely, if that keeps going down, it's definitely a motive wave correction. Look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then if it just keeps going down, that's a motive wave correction. Which for me is the corrections that I normally do not enter, because when I see a trend, I always expect to see a wave A, and I expect to see a wave B, and then I expect to see a wave C. So I never enter at the end of a big impulsive move like that, even though in hindsight, this was probably a good trade. It definitely wasn't a trade that I would have entered because of the pattern that it made. But gold made a nice pattern. I mean, it looks like a trend also, but at least it has like a flatter look to it. It definitely looks a lot more trend-like, that's for sure. So, it is Friday, but we do have a few hours left to the New York session, so definitely make sure you pay attention to your charts. And like I said, it is the end of the month, it is the end of the week, and apparently it's the end of the quarter, so there's probably going to be a lot of volatility for the last, 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever it is, until market close. It's 4 o'clock, so 6 hours until market close, 6.5 hours. I would expect to see a lot of volatility because it is the end of the week, it's the end of the month, and it's the end of the quarter, so probably going to be a lot of volatility, and make sure you keep an eye on things. Don't let it stop you out, get trapped in a trade. Make sure you use proper risk management as always. One of the most important skills to have as a trader is proper risk management. And I will talk to everybody on Monday. I don't think I'm doing a live stream on Monday just because I have some things to do on Monday, but I will be doing my Zoom meeting on Tuesday. I will be live streaming on Wednesday and Friday, and Zoom meetings on Tuesday and Thursday. And for all my Patreon members, I will be doing the morning 1 hour live stream Monday through Friday from now on. So definitely, if anybody's interested in that, participating in the morning live streams that I do every single morning for my paying members, check that out. Link is in the description. Also comes with a trading course and a ton of educational information. Or if you just wanted to become a free member of Discord, you can join Discord 100% for free. Stay a member for as long as you like. So anyways, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and as always, happy trading and good luck to everybody.